Arsenal entertained Manchester City. Scores 3-1 to Manchester City. An absolute entertaining game, I should say, in the second half anyways, bro. First half, bro, I think Arsenal did play well, but obviously mistakes FC, you feel me? I did tell you, bro, I did tell you before that I smelt something. You feel me? The dip from us, I smelt it, bro. And now it has happened.
Hey,
The flip is here. Bro.
boy.
how did you see that game, bro? Like, let's break it down because obviously, like I said, first half, Arsenal, I thought Arsenal were in control until the mistake by Tomiyasu, you get me, led to De Bruyne's first goal, which was actually a very good goal, a very good take. You feel me? But second half, bro, they did not look great, and City smelt that and they pounced on every single mistake that Arsenal made. What's your thoughts on the game, though?
It was the first time this season that I can truly say that Man City flexed their championship muscle. Because prior to this, the last two away games, they took it all at Old Trafford, leading 1-0. Took it all at Tottenham, and they just didn't look right. But and I think maybe because the magnitude of the game maybe kind of dictated that as well. But they really showed their championship mettle. They show why they're the champions.
Yeah.
And they showed why Arsenal are the contenders, really and truly.
Yeah.
You know, from what I saw in that game, in the first half especially, Arsenal played, they were the better team.
Yeah.
I think they were the better side, you know. And if we're going to look at the game in its totality, it was really about what Arsenal didn't do rather than what Man City did do.
Yeah, what they lacked.
You know, yeah. You know, like it was a very naive performance, but you could tell they're a very young squad. And I could just see it. I could see the how the game was progressing. Man City's experience, you could tell, especially in that second half. Because if we look at the game, City did not play well.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time in Pep's tenure that he's been unpossessed.
Yeah.
They had about 36%
possession. 36%. That's the lowest he's ever had as a manager, bro.
It's crazy. So that's to tell you that Arsenal is still very comfortable, but the problem with that possession is that they don't give you 3 points.
Yeah.
You can have all the possession award you want, but it's what you do with it. And Man City were clinical when they had a chance to. Haaland in the first half was so-so.
Yeah.
I don't know why Gabriel decided to wake him up in the second half. Got him going, then he started ragdolling him. You know, last game was Tony with Saliba. This game, Gabriel, my goodness, he had a torrid time.
Yeah.
You know, you had Diaz, the leadership. He was just running things for Man City. You know, it was an odd game to me because I know that City won the game, but I think the way it played out, tactically speaking, Pep confused me with the three at the back. I can't lie.
He had Bernardo Silva in an inverted left back, which I was just like, yo, what are you doing? Like,
and it clearly wasn't working. When you watch the game, it was not working. Arsenal were right onto them. And to be honest with you, like I said to you, it was more about what Arsenal didn't do. Because I thought Arsenal was actually the team in the ascendancy. If Nketiah puts that header away, he had a couple of good chances in the first half, but that header especially, they go on the up here, it's a different game completely.
Yeah.
As soon as they missed that chance here, Tomiyasu makes a mistake. KDB is quality, right?
Yeah.
He was the best player on the pitch for that game, and you could see it.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
You know, Odegaard didn't show up. I get Partey, the dynamic of Partey not being there, and obviously Jesus still not being back from injury yet, had an effect. But you have to deal with the cards that you're handed basically. And City show the championship mettle, and there's almost an air of inevitability basically when you think about the way Arsenal fans reacted after the results.
Yeah,
that lets me know that, man, they are really, really worried right now.
yeah.
They are worried.
I remember asking you before, should they be worried? You could, like you said, you could see from that result, bro, the way they were going on. They are worried now, bro. And like you said, it was just mistakes and naive, being
Naivety,
naive. Yeah,
definitely.
just being naive. Now, Eddie Nketiah, he had at least 3 good golden chances to put Arsenal ahead of the game. Now, if Jesus was there, would he have taken them? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But
I rate Eddie as a better finisher, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Jesus. But Jesus is a better player.
Yeah.
But I think as a finisher, I rate Eddie more as a finisher than Jesus. My opinion, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He now demanded 100K. If you're going to demand 100K a week, you have to be putting those chances away. When the pressure was not on you, you were banging the goals in. You get me? Solidifying yourself as now an Arsenal player. Now, big game time. Do you know what I'm saying? You're not producing. You feel me? And this is what Arsenal was, this is what the fans were actually saying, some fans were telling me, they're not really Nketiah in. You get me? And from the game on Wednesday, bro, I understand. You have to be finishing those. He had 2 clear cut chances with headers, and he didn't even put them on target. Now,
and you can see the difference, right? Because the Man United game, he was clinical.
Yeah.
And what happened? They got the result.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
When he's not clinical, Wednesday, what happened? They lost the game. That's just it. If he takes that chance, they go 1-0 up here. I'm telling you right now, they would have swarmed them, because Man City in the first half, they did not know what to do with Arsenal.
Yeah.
They didn't. Even Pep admitted at the post-match interview afterwards, he said, man, the first half my tactics were horrible. Because he knew. I don't know, it's almost like him and Arteta were trying to play with each other to see who would like.
Yeah, it was like a chessboard, bro.
It was a chess match. It really was. Pep messed up, and then he obviously rectified in the second half, went to a back 4, and you could see the balance return. They was able to press a bit more with more urgency, and but my goodness, the mistakes from Arsenal, from the first goal with Tomiyasu to Gabriel, trying to bring back his Bozo gene again.
Yeah.
And man, it was just unnecessary mistakes. Arsenal really, truly, for me, I thought they played better than Man City.
Yeah.
But I think it's not about who, does what. It's about who delivers the killing blow and get the result at the end of the day. That's what championship's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another big game, Odegaard goes missing.
I think that's harsh.
To me, I don't think it's harsh, bro, because you've been performing week in, week out. Now, your objective has now changed. You are now challenging for the title. This is where you have to put your money where your mouth is now. Do you know what I'm saying?
The pressure,
exactly. And this is where your fans need you the most. Big games, bro. And you're not showing up for the big games. You get me? He reminds me of Ozil in a way. Not as in like, if Ozil was in a big game, bro, for Arsenal, like if you give him a big hit, he's gone. He's not in the game. And it reminds me of Odegaard a little bit.
You think he mentally checks out?
Yeah, I just think he mentally checks out. Like he was riling up before the game. I saw there was I think he put out a tweet or something trying to get the fans in early for the game, but him, he didn't show up. I didn't see the Odegaard of the beginning of the season where he was just passing the ball, give and go, dictating the play. It was more Kevin De Bruyne now that was dictating the play of, and is it down to
that debate now of who's Odegaard or KDB? I think
KDB is solidified? Yeah,
he needs to
he needs to
stop
relax
now,
more now. Yeah, he needs to relax more. Now, is it the missing of Partey? Because obviously when Partey's in the team, the whole team is different. We all know that, you know.
Well, you know what though, yeah, like I'll push back a little bit because I get it, yeah, but listen, I'll call a spade, right? Jorginho wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah.
And if you look at Partey recently as well, yeah, he's not been performing.
His form has gone down a little bit.
Yeah, he's gone down a little bit. So I obviously it's a built-in excuse that Arsenal fans can use. But I think if we're going to look at it properly, yeah, I think Jorginho actually done all right. He obviously didn't have the legs to be running like running the midfield like Partey does, but I think he actually done all right. He had a few interceptions that was like key.
Yeah.
And he disputed the ball very well as well. So I don't think I can really go ham on Jorginho per se, but I think Partey's form recently has not been at the level he started the season with. So he's kind of had a little dip now. So yeah, man, I don't think it was the be-all and end-all. Obviously, being your best player, you want all your best players to be involved in the game, you know, so I get that aspect of it. But I don't think it was like a disastrous thing of him not being there, you know. Obviously, it makes a difference, right? And maybe he would have put that performance in and made that difference. But I'm just saying the way his form was trending, yeah, it wasn't like he was Partey to start the season, basically. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah, you're right, bro. Jorginho, he actually had a decent game. He even cleared a ball off the line. I believe it was Akanji that shot, and he saved Arsenal there. You know, he saved their bacons. Yeah, he did a pretty decent job. So, like you said, I can't really go at him. Bro, Arsenal's front three now. Has the time come to now drop Martinelli? Or is it Martinelli that should be dropped, or is it Eddie Nketiah? Because right now, the fluidity of Arsenal's front three is not the same. It's quite predictable and it's quite rigid. Like we were saying before, Gabriel Jesus, if he's in the team, the interchange between Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus, it's like Jesus can go to the right, he can go to the left, Martinelli can come to the middle. They're all interchanging. Now they have Eddie Nketiah, which is an out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
It's like they're just standing still. Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and Eddie up top, and there's no interchange whatsoever, and it's becoming predictable. If you were an Arsenal fan, would you drop Eddie Nketiah, or is it a question of Martinelli not doing enough? Like, what do you think it is?
At this stage of the season, yeah, things do go stale sometimes. You need to find little kinks in your team to try to get the best out of everyone. I don't know if they will drop Eddie Nketiah, but I think it's worth exploring. Let's say, for example, Trossard, he can play across the front line, right? Why not do Trossard as a false nine? Him and Martinelli can interchange, and that will like kind of well, obviously that still depends on Zinchenko as well, because
he had a poor game. I thought he was playing for Manchester City a couple of times.
Yeah, he was horrible. Like, he was terrible. Yeah. He really was. You know, but I think Trossard being a false nine could work because him and Martinelli can literally interchange, but that would also involve Zinchenko either making that run on that flank to support whoever's on the left side, or Tierney, who I know will definitely run beyond the lines and provide that support for whoever's on the left side to have that freedom to go one-on-one, basically. So I think it's worth exploring, but I think a lot of it also comes down to Zinchenko or Tierney as well down that side.
Would you have started Benny Blanco? Because his form hasn't been as great, but Tomiyasu coming in from, he hasn't played a lot of games and he's been thrown literally in the deep end, bro. In
Yeah,
the deep end. You feel me?
yeah.
That one for me, I think Arteta needs to look at himself for that one. What do you think about that?
It was a bit of a baffling one.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I kind of understood it because Tomiyasu, I think he done quite well. I believe he played the FA Cup match, didn't he? At Etihad, yeah. And I think he done quite well. So I think Arteta's mindset was based on his ability, because he's quite quick, his ability to defend like that side and nullify the threat that will come from Grealish. But obviously, Grealish had an amazing game.
Yeah.
He would have probably given Ben White, problems too. But I think in terms of continuity, in that side, I reckon Ben White would have been the best.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Ben White would have made that mistake Tomiyasu made, but obviously hindsight is 2020. I can say that now, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I was really surprised at the timing of that change, especially considering this was essentially Arsenal's biggest game of the season. Probably one of their biggest games they've ever played at the Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
Considering where they was in the table and what's at stake. So yeah, it was a bit of an odd one for me.
Yeah. And I think I need an apology from you, my bro, because I remember in the group chat, I text you and I said to you, Partey missing in that Arsenal midfield, bro. I think City will do the damn job. And I said from previous, no, wait. And I said from previous fixtures that Manchester City and Arsenal have had, if Partey's not in the team, I don't see Arsenal winning. You now come and tell me it doesn't matter about the previous fixtures. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Arsenal on a roll. Now look,
but I did also predict Man City to win. So can we? You're trying to draw me out, aren't you? If you're on people that try to draw you out, my goodness. Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man.
Oh,
one man I need to talk about. We said it earlier. Kevin De Bruyne. Now, bro, there are two types of Kevin De Bruyne. There's just Kevin De Bruyne, and there is title race Kevin De Bruyne. Is title race Kevin De Bruyne the best midfielder in the world? Because the absolute display he showed was phenomenal. He took the game by his neck. Yeah.
Well, he for me is the best. Like he's the best Man City player.
Yeah.
I know what Haaland's doing, but he is the engine. He is the best player, and I think he's the best player in the Prem as well.
I believe that as well.
Yeah, he's been there for a few years now. So I think big games, especially when it's come down to these title runnings, he's always stepped up for them.
Facts.
Now, for me, maybe because of my FPL bias, he's been a bum because he's not been performing like I need him to. But I think these players, when it's time, when the money's on the line, they will step up and up their game. And I feel like, Wednesday, he literally stepped up and showed everyone that, listen, I am here now. Let's stop messing around. I am the guy. I am him. And we're gonna come to your ground and we're gonna big brother you lot, basically. Yeah.
Now, I've got a stat here. Give me a second. Arsenal has not beaten City since 2015, bro. Now, this is a mental block, a big mental block for Arsenal. And I don't know if when Kevin De Bruyne came off, there was there was incidents happening. I don't know if he was riling up the Arsenal fans, But bottles were being thrown at him. It was absolutely disgusting, to say the least. And I think a clip needs to be dropped right now. Bro, he was going like this to the badge. I don't know if that was to the Arsenal fans or to the City fans. I need to, you get me? But all of that throwing bottles and stuff, now you can really tell that Arsenal fans are under pressure now.
Yeah.
They are under, bro, they were giving Tony.
Sorry, go on, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. They were giving Tony abuse 2 weeks ago, and now this is they need to now.
No, but you know, it's important to also like clarify. I don't think it's the majority of the Arsenal fan base. I think there's always a select few in every fan base that, you know, do things that you're not going to be proud of. You know, even my United fans the other day when they went up to Leeds. If you heard what was going on, there was like chants. Leeds started talking about like chants about the Munich crash, and the United fans also now like started to make jokes about the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. You know, like because I believe certain Leeds players had like family members and stuff like that was actually affected by that. Yeah. So it was just a nasty back and forth. So every fan base has that, you know, and I think like those fans don't represent the majority of the Arsenal fan base, you know, but it was shameless. And I think that you could tell right now that the pressure is really getting up there now. It's ratcheting up. And like the fan base are really feeling it. And I think it's trickling down to the players too.
Yeah. They're rattled right now. They are absolutely rattled. Yeah. So Manchester City gets the win through De Bruyne, Grealish, and Haaland. Saka getting the only goal for Arsenal. That boy, I can't lie, he's representing for Arsenal. He
played first half, especially. He caused them so much problems.
Yeah.
And I think after that, Pep thought, you know what, nah, forget this. Let me revert back to my back four, because he was torching them.
Yeah,
he was skinning them alive.
Yeah, big up Saka, man. I don't like Arsenal, but well, you got to give credit where it's due. Big up Saka, you get me?
Saka's a bad boy, man.
Yeah,
He's a bad boy.
For me right now, at me if you want, but I think he is the best right winger in the world at the moment, bro. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah,
sensational.